What's up, guys? Scott and Kyle back with the Never Hedge podcast. We are back this week for UFC Fight Night, Dos Anjos versus Fiziev DraftKings special. How you doing today, Kyle?
Doing good. Ready to get back after it after a losing week.
How do we do on UFC
Terrible.
267, 276?
Really bad.
Really bad.
We got
I thought it was pretty bad. The 5-unit bet on Izzy inside the distance.
That was it.
That was the killer.
Well, I mean, we really got crushed on a lot. We were also on the under fight doesn't go decision in Volkanovski Holloway. I thought they were going to go for the finish. Volkanovski was going for the finish. The fight went exactly how we thought. Max's chin just didn't crack yet.
Yep.
His legendary chin.
He's still got it.
Yeah.
He's still got it.
But I'm not too mad about that read. The Adesanya one, we read that right as well. He had a huge advantage in the stand-up. He just didn't go for the finish. That's on us. That's how he fights.
What are you going to do? Yeah. Jessica Rose Clark getting her arm snapped in half, I think, hurt us quite a bit.
It did, and it's hard to say because it happened so fast. But
yeah,
she looked decent up until
she
got.
There was like, did you see fucking Stranger
and
Things?
Rolled over. Yeah, I did.
Fucking snapped.
Yeah, I know. That fight is frustrating because who knows how that goes if that doesn't happen in 2.5 seconds. So, but you have to imagine it happens every time. So, lost that. Jim Miller came through for us. He was like our shining guy. We had a good amount on that. Jim Miller inside the distance. That was easy in hindsight. Come on. Jim Miller.
Fucking Jim Miller.
Killer.
Finishes guys.
He said he could do that guillotine in his sleep. But yeah, we lost the weekend. On the weekend, we lost a little over 11 units. It's our worst week we've had, I think, since we've started.
Yeah, and to be fair, pay-per-views are always a shit show.
Yeah.
Just what happens.
We're still up a bunch of units on the year. I haven't done the math, but I think we're up well over 20 units still.
Yeah.
We've come so close this year to being up over 50, so it sucks to be back in the 20s, but we're still doing good. Long term, I'm not worried in this card. I feel confident we're going to get it back. And I feel differently. I feel a lot of people are throwing out certain dogs on Twitter, and I don't see it.
Like which ones specifically would you say are the most ridiculous takes? The coldest Twitter takes?
Not that they're ridiculous, but Michael Johnson. A lot of people are on Michael Johnson, and I'm typically the Michael Johnson guy. I'm always the guy that rates Michael Johnson higher than he should be. But Jamie Mullarkey is the type of fighter that he loses to. The type of guy that breaks Michael Johnson. That's exactly what Jamie Mullarkey is. The other one was people are saying, who was it? Some people are saying Chase Sherman. I can't bet that. I'm not betting that fight. I'm not betting that fight.
It's a hilarious matchup because it's actually, I think, a pretty close fight.
Yeah.
In Jared Vanderaa and Chase Sherman.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're picking either one of these guys for anything, you should give up gambling and also watching fights.
And then the other one was Cortney Casey. People are picking Cortney Casey over Antonina Shevchenko. I do think it's a close fight.
Yeah,
I think it's lined right.
I would say you're right in that it's lined correctly. Antonina is significantly worse than Valentina, but she's
way
still
worse.
like not even close.
Yeah.
But she still trains with her. And so fucking Cortney Casey just stinks. I mean,
yeah, she does.
10-9.
Yeah.
10-9 Cortney Casey is going to pull it out this week.
I don't think so.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
But yeah, let's jump into this DraftKings slate. I'll share my screen.
Yeah, only a couple of guys at 9K. Fiziev being one of them. I actually think that. Let me see here. I'm not looking at your screen. There we go. I think Mullarkey is probably my favorite guy in the 9Ks.
Yeah, I like Mullarkey a lot. And there's not a lot of 9Ks right now.
Yep.
I have a feeling that David Onama, I don't know if you saw it, David Onama just got a fight. So he's back on the card. It's actually going to be a rematch. I can't think of his name. Garrett Armfield. David Onama is fighting Garrett Armfield. Armfield's taking this fight on short notice. David Onama beat him by unanimous decision once before. I have a feeling David Onama will be 9K, at least. And he deserves it. He's a beast.
Yeah.
But yeah, 9K, I like Jamie Mullarkey too. If he beats Michael Johnson, which I think he's gonna put a beat down on him and probably finish him.
Yeah. Let me see here. So, he hasn't thrown a lot of strikes in his last, let's see, 1, 2, 3 fights. That's because he's either knocking people out or getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly. They don't last long.
But he's gone for takedowns too. Look at his loss against Ziem and Brad Verdell. He's got 3 and 5 takedowns in those fights. Michael Johnson, as he says he's a wrestler, he has terrible takedown defense. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I think he's going to mix in the takedowns and the striking against Johnson. Johnson was on the fucking stanky leg in his last fight, and we were all over him in his last fight. He paid off because he knocked out who was his last fight? Michael Johnson. Who was it? Michael Johnson fought Alan Patrick. Yeah. In his last fight, and Alan Patrick is terrible, and he had fucking Michael Johnson on skates. So I think Jamie Mullarkey is going to put him away. I like that pick in the 9Ks.
Fucking lost to Guida Moises. Fucking Emmett. Emmett's good.
Yeah. But I do like Saeed Nurmagomedov quite a bit as well.
Yeah. Well, let me see. What's the line at right now for Saeed?
-2 something.
-300.
3. It's appropriate. I was doing tape on this, and I like Silva de Andrade. I was looking to maybe take him as a big dog. After doing tape, can't do it. I don't see how he possibly wins this fight. I really don't. He's not going to be able to take Saeed down, and then the striking of Saeed from range is going to really give Andrade problems.
I think we had Silva de Andrade in his last fight against Morozov.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I mean, he's a beast, but he's walking into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, he's going to get beat here. And then Fiziev, I think he wins, but it's going to be a close fight. I don't know if he finishes Dos Anjos. I don't know if he pays off the 9K price tag.
Right. Yeah, and it's... Yeah, I think probably Saeed is going to get you more points than Mullarkey, but I think you could do more by saving the $100.
Yeah.
Down the road. At least I have that in a couple lineups because there's only 12 fights on this card.
Yeah, it's not a big one. It almost feels like a week off with no PFL, no Bellator. I was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's 2 fighters specifically that I am targeting in the 8s, and I will probably have them in every lineup. And that starts right at the top with my boy, Caio Borralho. If people forget, he was a dog coming on Dana White Contender Series, and I think we had 5 units on him. I remember telling you, I was like, dude, there's a guy on Dana White Contender Series. he's future champ and he's somehow a dog.
Yeah. And I think he was maybe the first guy we bought in Prediction Strike.
Yes. Yep. I think he could be a future champ for real. He has all the skills to do it. They're giving this kid no easy fights. They gave him the Russian in his last fight. He was able to take him down and really dominate him on the ground, all over his back, transitioning all over the place. This kid is a problem, and he's facing Petrosyan, who has no ground game. He does have a good get-up game, but that's against guys who don't have control like Chow. Chow's getting Petrosyan down, and he's going to finish him in the first round.
Yeah. And Petrosyan was someone we were pretty high on in his last fight against Greg Rodriguez.
I love Petrosyan.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I just think this matchup favors Borralho, and Borralho
for sure
has the
highest. And the line reflects that as well.
Yeah. Anybody you like in the eights, Scott?
I have Ricky Turcios at 88. I got Borralho at 89, and I have Ronnie Lawrence at 84. Ronnie
Lawrence is like the DraftKings guy. He was my other one that I was talking about.
Yeah. Well, the 133 fantasy points per fight is what sold me on it.
Yeah, I mean, the guy just goes for takedown after takedown. He spams takedowns. So, yeah, it's good to have Ronnie Lawrence on your fucking team. He's fighting Kakramanov, who is good. I just think Ronnie Lawrence has the better striking. He has great footwork. You watch Ronnie Lawrence fight. He has excellent footwork. Yep. He has somewhat of a questionable chin, but he took people like hate on him because he was on skates against Mana Martinez. Mana Martinez sucks, but he hits really hard.
Yes.
And yeah, he's just going to
also look at that control time.
Yeah. Yeah. Ronnie Lawrence is the real deal, and especially on DraftKings.
Yeah, and you're getting a good price because this is a pretty close fight, and like odds wise, because Sayukub, Kakramanov is no slouch.
No, he's pretty good. I actually think Ronnie Lawrence is better everywhere. I think we might see a dominant fight. Love Ronnie Lawrence.
Yep.
You said Ricky Turcios. He also scored a bunch of points. He's a tough kid. There's a lot of volume.
Yeah. Minus 200 on the odds there.
Yeah. I'm staying away from Vanderaa. I mean, he might score high. He could easily finish Chase Sherman in the first round. But I do like Tresean Gore. That's another guy I will have in my lineups. Tresean Gore, he doesn't have the best output. You'd like to see him throw a little bit more. But he has massive power. And people are talking about Cody Brundage's wrestling. Tresean Gore is an excellent wrestler. I don't think Brundage is going to be able to get those takedowns. Brundage had a hard time wrestling with Dolce. He'll have an even harder time with Tresean Gore. Brundage got hit a real lot against Dolce. You can't get hit like that against Tresean Gore. I think Gore gets a TKO.
I like that as well. I have him in a couple, but on the one that I'm working on along with you, I was not able to take him because of probably Mullarkey getting in the way.
Yeah.
It's a little too much Mullarkey going on.
We dropped to the sevens. Who do you like in the sevens, Scott?
All right. I don't really like too many people because there's not a ton of dogs that I feel very strongly about this week. I did end up going with two people that I'm pretty sure are not going to do very well. But I was out of money, and hopefully I can make it up in other spots. I do have RDA just
Okay.
because it is a 5-round fight, and it's probably I don't know if Fiziev is going to get the finish here.
I don't
RDA
think
is
he
still
does.
pretty tough. Yeah.
And guess what? RDA is a fucking wrestler now. Don't forget that. He's he's not Sean Strickland. He is not going to try to stand with Fiziev the whole fight. He will go for takedowns.
Yeah, and what kind of sold me on RDA is he got 5 takedowns, 1 knockdown, and 13 and a half ish minutes of control time against Moicano.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. When he gets you down, he typically keeps you down. Like 6
Right.
takedowns, 14 minutes control time. He's a
Right.
beast.
He's getting
His
you.
only losses really are when he moved up to 170. Chiesa, Edwards, Usman, Covington.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost to Tony Ferguson back in the day, back when Tony Ferguson was good. He got knocked out by Eddie Alvarez back when Eddie Alvarez was looking excellent. This guy's been as high a level as you can be forever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like
Yeah.
him at 72 as well. I'll have him sprinkled throughout some lineups.
Yeah, and then once you take that out, it's like you might as well close your eyes and throw a dart.
All right.
Like there, I mean, I guess I could take Petrosyan if I think it's going to be a battle, but I think he gets outclassed everywhere. Say, I mean, Silva de Andrade is the cheapest guy left, and he's probably also going to get fucking destroyed. And then nobody in the 7Ks really scores any points. I think Courtney Casey was the highest, like average fantasy points per fight, and Shevchenko is a weak enough opponent where she may be able to get a finish against
Yeah,
her.
Shevchenko's not good, so that's a low level
Is
fight.
not.
Like if you wanted to just target
Yeah, like
low
she could.
levels, like Courtney Casey, Chase Sherman.
Yeah, so Courtney Casey is the one. My thinking on that, other than just clicking with my eyes closed, is she's got the weakest opponent that she's going
Yeah,
against, and so her as a fairly sizable dog. Let's see, Antonina's minus 180, so plus 155 is a good dog there. Not the best smile, not the most confidence inspiring smile.
she did win her last fight. That's good to see.
Yeah. Um,
She doesn't get finished herself very
and
often.
yeah, her nickname is Cast
Yeah.
Iron.
Um,
So maybe she'll make Antonina pay the iron price.
For me, if I'm going dogs, I kind of like Carl Roberson. I know that's weird to say because he's looked so bad. But Kennedy Njoku also looks bad in all his fights. He goes through
does.
adversity in every fight. Carl Roberson hits hard and has great subs. I think there's a chance he gets a finish here. There's also a chance he loses this fight. So, but I don't, like we said, I don't love much dogs, and he's one that I would play. I don't.
Carl Roberson did just get fucking hunted down by Khalil Roundtree.
That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous.
He looked very afraid, and Khalil Roundtree was just squatted down and just hunted him.
Nina Nunes is somebody I don't know if she scores highly, but I think she wins. I like her as a dog. I think she beats Calvillo. So if you're looking for somebody to win a fight, I think Nina Nunes gets you a win. Like I said, I don't mind sprinkling Chase Sherman or Courtney Casey. Those are low-level fights could have tons of outcomes, different outcomes. And then I actually like Aiemann Zahabi quite a bit against Ricky Turcios. Ricky Turcios, for as tough and as good as he is, he's so hittable that there's a chance he could get starched by Aiemann Zahabi. And Aiemann Zahabi actually has some decent entrances for his takedowns. I wouldn't be shocked if he was able to get Turcios on his back, where Turcios likes to fight off his back. He's not necessarily going to get right back up. He's good fighting you with his guard, which I don't like to see fighters do. So yeah, Aiemann Zahabi will be sprinkled in, RDA as well. But that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think RDA is probably the biggest dog with a still very good chance of winning.
I mean, Fiziev is a beast, and everyone seems so sold on him. But people are counting out RDA. It's just so crazy to me. The guy is so good. Why? People are just hating on him.
Those are the kind of fights where like main event and people think it's Fiziev is just a lock where he just gets like fucking outworked on the scorecards, and then people go on Twitter saying he was robbed.
Yeah.
Not going to name any names,
That's
Kyle.
Not me.
Talking robberies.
I'll talk robberies, but I'm not talking fake robberies. But yeah, let's try to build a lineup. Do you have one, Scott?
I do. And I actually did end up going with just in the one that I was making while we were doing this. I ended up taking out Mullarkey because I had $100 left over and going for the top tier Saeed Nurmagomedov at 92. Saeed is in. Mullarkey is out, even though I think both win. And it ended up the extra $100 didn't cost me anything down the road. Ended up going with Borralho at 89, Turcios 88. Lawrence, who probably puts up the most points out of anyone this week, at 84. And then we drop down to the sevens in Casey and then RDA at 72.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good lineup right there.
Yeah, the only thing I could possibly do differently is get rid of Turcios and then get rid of Casey, and then that leaves me with 8K. But then it's like, all right, you got to go with Gore. Yeah, I got to go with do I take Jared Vanderaa? No. Do I take Cynthia Calvillo? Probably not. Do I take Gore? Maybe at 83, and then that leaves me with still. Oh, what am I going to take? Chase Sherman at fucking 76. Still no.
All right, I'll make one here on the fly. I like Chow. Got to keep him in. Keeping Ronnie Lawrence in.
Chow and Ronnie are
I'm going
to
go with Gore. Gore is my guy. I like him. He has the athletic advantages.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Carl Roberson. I think he's going to be really low owned. I'm going to go Aiemann Zahabi as a dog. That leaves me with 9K for one spot left. And that's tough because I could go Fiziev.
Or this is the bad card predicament. Is okay, underneath Fiziev, do you take the other side of the Turcios Zahabi fight? And then under that is fucking Antonina, Shevchenko, and fucking then Jason Vanderaa.
I'm going to go Vanderaa. That's who I'm plugging in. For as bad as a bet he is, he could be a good DraftKings play.
Well, how many points do you get if your opponent quits?
First round finish bonus.
First round opponent quits bonus.
I actually don't mind this lineup. I don't like Vanderaa, but what could I do? And then,
I mean, Vanderaa beat fucking Andre Arlovski. That one was actually a robbery. So was
it was
Jake Collier. Jake Collier versus Andre Arlovski was the biggest.
Maybe that I've
now
seen.
We're Oh, and then his last fight, he got did he get Ezekiel choked? He got some crazy choke. He got Ezekiel choked, and then
it was Peruvian necktie.
Something
I also like
something
this.
crazy, and then
This is a good lineup right here. Take out Vanderaa and Zahabi, put in RDA and Mullarkey. I like that.
yeah, I like that as well. I mean, could you imagine if after Alexei teaches Vanderaa the fucking this, he does it to
I
fucking chase?
retweeted that. Someone posted that clip of him learning how to do it from.
He said, "I bet you I could do Chase Sherman."
Yeah, right? Anybody could submit Chase Sherman. That guy will quit. The
Yeah.
only reason he's in the UFC is because he stepped up on short notice to take on Romanov.
And they're like, "All right, we'll give you another one
But
after that."
keep in mind, we did this whole video and we mentioned it once, but Onama is going to be in that player pool. Depending on,
yeah, he's not even up in the sports betting either.
that fight
the line's not out for that yet.
But depending on where he gets lined, like if he somehow falls under 9K, he needs to be in every lineup. Yeah,
Snatch him up.
Yep.
Snatch him up.
But,
all right, I think that's all we got for you. Hop in the Discord. We'll have a link for that below. Sign up for the Substack. Follow us on Twitter and TikTok. And we'll see you